Hey everyone, waccd here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a teacher, someone who's responsible for the upcoming generations and generations to come, and how they are an absolute ass, and why they shouldn't have a teaching license in the first place. Before we get into the video, consider subscribing. It's totally free, and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, consider following my Twitter, link in the description, and so is my Discord if you want to talk to me. So in the morning, I decided to go on Twitter, big mistake first off, and then I found this account called Libs of TikTok, and let me just say right now, I have nothing against liberals, nothing against Republicans, nothing against independents, nothing against anyone. I don't care. I don't really have a say in politics. I'm 16 years old, and this lady I'm covering, this teacher, decides to push a bunch of stuff like white privilege and whatnot, and I'm not saying that it's not an important topic to talk about, but she's pushing her onto 4th graders, bro. This is mad embarrassing, and I cannot believe that 4th graders have to deal with this. In 4th grade, I was worried about getting a lollipop from winning Kahoot, not this shit. Take a look at this.
It's kind of a video diary for me, but if you're a white teacher who still hasn't talked about what happened at the Capitol, here's what I did, and it worked nicely. I just said the facts of what had happened because the kids were curious about it. The President of the United States called for people to walk down there, and they did, and they broke in, and police opened barriers for them to get in, took pictures, there was backup called after things got bad. People were eventually escorted out of the building and not arrested. The President did make a statement for them to leave and go home, but it was after everything had already kind of happened, or at least started. I showed them a picture of the police presence at the Black Lives Matter movement, and then I showed them a picture of the police presence at this before things got violent. I didn't show them violent pictures. And then I let them make the comparisons. They had questions, they were comparing. We brought it back to privilege and how white people were treated versus how black people were treated in similar situations. I showed them the book Sit-In where we talked about defensiveness in white people about race.
Why are you showing social issues to 4th graders, bro? Like, that actually disgusts me. Like, when I have kids, if I have kids, that's a big if, honestly, and I'm sending my kids to school, I don't want my teachers, well, their teachers, pushing ideologies, especially political ideologies, unconsciously onto them. Like, why? I'm gonna let you guys deduce more of a conclusion from that video, but look at this video. This teacher is a racist, and then literally just white people, bold. Let's see what she has to say about white people with an exclamation point.
White people, if you don't mind, boost this post. People of color, I have a question. I'm making an equity unit, which I referenced in my last video, and I am getting to the last week where we're going to talk about how we can make change. What can we do to change the awful system that's in place that keeps, some people doing fine and some people not doing so fine. They're 4th graders, but I speak pretty candidly with them, and they're really good at talking about race at this point. And what I want to do is role play. I want to role play situations that happen on the playground, in their living room, whatever, where racism comes up, and I want to role play them being a disruptor in that moment.
I understand racial stuff's happening in this world, there's a lot of bad things happening, but when in the hell does racism happen in your living room? I'm asking you right now. The playground maybe, but specifically when I was playing, like in 4th grade, man, like just got into recess, I was like, hey guys, I was the new kid at school in 4th grade. I was talking to everyone, I was making to friends. There was never any racial injustice done to people around me. I never saw it, I still haven't seen any. From pre-K all the way through high school. The day I encounter racism within my own living room is the day I move out of my house. And with the playground thing, man, like I still haven't seen that. I don't know, you can call me living in a privileged area if you want. I just have not seen any. And I do understand people should be educated on this topic, but I do not think that 4th graders should have to know about this, or at least be taught about this in 4th grade. Really? When I was in 4th grade, I didn't care who I played with. I still don't care who I play with. I play video games with all sorts of people. I do not care. This lady makes it seem like you have to be racist or all white people are racist when it's simply not true. Then to push your ideology onto 4th graders when they don't even need to know about this shit, like it's not valid to them, it's not important to them at this age? Come on. If you are a person of color, please comment down below and let me know if anything racist has happened to you on the playground, because I do want to know. Like, this lady says she wants to know. No, I want to know. Like, I want you guys to please elaborate on what's happened, because maybe I'm wrong in this scenario. I'm not personally a person of color. I can't say for them, but I can say for most people that at 4th grade, this is not something that needs to be taught. Like, this is not something that needs to be educated upon. Conversations like these are conversations you have with your parents, not with teachers, especially with like all the distrust in teachers nowadays. This is not something I would trust a teacher to teach. So in this next comparison, let me just say, it is something.
Told my uncle I was going to make this comparison, and here goes.
Pause? Is she... Dude, this... I don't care if you support Trump. I don't care if you support Biden. I don't care if you're a Bernie Sanders connoisseur. This shit is messed up. This is not something kids should have pushed in their face, man. She tries to brush off the fact that Hitler had concentration camps and Trump does not. Like, that is not a simple thing you can brush off, man. The amount of Jewish people that were killed due to Hitler is something that you cannot even compare to anyone. Maybe Genghis Khan? I don't know.
First, we're talking about how the Holocaust started and progressed, not where it ended with concentration camps. I don't think concentration camps with gas chambers would ever happen in America. However, both these men chose someone to blame for the current political and economic issue. Hitler tried to push out the Jews and even had detention centers to hold Jews while they were on their way out. Trump blames Mexicans, and there are also child detention centers. Next is nationalism and dehumanizing language. Blood and soil was used by Hitler to show that people who were born in the country and of blood to the country were the purest. Blood and soil was chanted at the Charlottesville attack, where Trump backed up the people on both sides. Propaganda was also a huge part for both these men. They spew anti-media and anti-anybody who's against them, any candidate against them. Trump calls Joe Biden Sleepy Joe and retweets people calling Hillary a skank and the governor of Georgia fat. They're both reluctant to give away too much power. Trump even makes decisions without talking to everyone in his executive office.
Trump making remarks about Joe Biden being sleepy just because Joe Biden's old, and keep in mind, Trump is also old, I know that damn well, but like, it's not the same. You cannot compare these two people, and I don't think Trump specifically said Mexicans are the problem for the United States. I think he said immigrants. You can correct me if I'm wrong, I totally understand, but yet again, immigrants, Jews, very different situation when Trump's not actually killing the goddamn immigrants. And I don't care if you believe that Trump is the same as Hitler, I do not whatsoever, but please, agree with me on the fact that 4th graders should not be getting this shit pushed on them. Like, if 4th grade, you should not even be thinking about politics, let alone this shit, man. They are kids. They are 4th graders, man. They should be more worried about winning Kahoot, like I mentioned earlier, man. They should be worried about getting the top score on the Quizlet match game. Not this. This is not something teachers should be talking about. This is something parents need to talk about at home. This is a parent problem, not a teacher problem. Also, before you ask, yes, this TikTok account was banned, and I hope this person was fired, not gonna lie. I'm gonna play one more of this person's videos, and then probably end my... No, I can't say that. I'm gonna play one more of this person's videos, and then I'm gonna go take a nice nap in my bed with my cool pillow and have my blankets over me and have the fan on high, and yeah, let's look at this video. Hopefully I won't lose my mind.
The more I argue on Facebook with people, the more they think I hate white people. I don't hate white people, I hate racism. It's not my fault that's often white people. Then they started saying, well, you think you're above it all. I don't! So I wrote this thing. I, Hannah Fannin Steele, am a racist. I am a product of the white dominant structure I was raised in. My people have done an excellent job lifting each other up. Unfortunately, that was on the backs of people of color. Because this is deeply embedded in my history, it is no wonder I was passed down views that are racially problematic. Even though white supremacy can be unconscious, it is constant. Living in this society would have been a miracle for me to be anything but racist. Now that I know I have deeply rooted racist tendencies, I can constantly be looking and listening for how they surface in my life. And when a person of color gives me feedback for not being a good ally, I can say thank you and not get defensive. Something here I said could have been problematic because I'm always learning. But you can't learn unless you...
So, this teacher just admitted to being racist, and she's still allowed to be a teacher? This may just happen to be a controversial take, but let me just say first off, I don't believe all white people are racist. I don't know if it's just me that had a good mom, an amazing mom that raised me right to treat everyone equally, like literally everyone. You can do anything with your life and I will treat you with respect unless you're like a serial killer. But I can't imagine stepping into this person's classroom in 4th grade, my mom teaching me all about this stuff, like, oh, be a good person, be nice to everyone, you don't understand people's lives at home, please be kind to everyone. Like that shit, I was taught that. And then I walk into this lady's classroom, and then she says to me, hey, young white boy, you're racist, alright? We're gonna work on that, but you're racist. Get that right through your mind. Like, if I'm treated as a racist, how do you think that's gonna make me feel? Teaching 4th graders about history is good and all, but teaching 4th graders that they're inherently racist is not, because it's not true. At 4th grade, I could hardly even process color, man. I hardly could even say expialidocious, let alone be fucking racist towards people, which have nothing to do with me. If you made it this far, you might as well leave a like or leave a dislike if you dislike my opinion. I totally understand if you do. I understand this is a controversial video, although I felt like it needed to be said because I don't think teachers like this should be teaching in the first place. If this lady was teaching 12th graders, perhaps I'd be alright, or if this was a college studies class, then sure, like real world problems, but these are 4th graders, man! They should be working on their spelling tests, not this! They should be working on spelling impossible, not being told that it's impossible not to be racist just because you're white. Dude. I hope you have a blessed day, go to something productive, please be open-minded, please be a good individual, see you all in the next one, adios amigos.